Have you ever given anyone the wrong answer? I don't mean like to a general knowledge question and you've just made a mistake or you don't know the answer. I mean like in an interview when everything seems to be going really well and you've built up a good rapport and you think you're definitely going to get the job, and then one of your interview panel says something like, if you were an animal native to the Serengeti, what type of animal would you be? They ask the strangest things at interviews. But you confidently reply, I think I would be a spotted hyena because they work together in packs and one of my greatest strengths is working together and being part of a team. And you think you've nailed it, only to look up and see the faces of those interviewing you, and it's clear that a spotted hyena is not what they're looking for. They probably want a Cape buffalo or an East African cheetah instead. Has that sort of thing ever happened to you? Or something like it, where you've been asked an open-ended question and you've given a response and you could tell immediately that your response wasn't the answer they were looking for? This week, as we continue to think about living questionable lives, we're going to look at the stories of the way in which people responded to Jesus. Last week we thought about how Jesus lived in such a way that it caused people to ask questions. This week we're going beyond the questions they ask. We're going beyond even the answers that Jesus gave to think about their reaction to his answers. And the first of these stories comes from Mark 10. As Jesus started on his way, a man ran up to him and fell on his knees before him. Good teacher, he asked, what must I do to inherit eternal life? Why do you call me good? Jesus answered. No one is good except God alone. You know the commandments. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not give false testimony. You shall not defraud, honour your father and mother. Teacher, he declared, all of these I've kept since I was a boy. Jesus looked at him and loved him. One thing you lack, he said. Go, sell everything you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me. At this the man's face fell. He went away sad because he had great wealth. It's clear that Jesus' answer to this man's question was not what he wanted to hear. The man goes away disappointed. And when we live questionable lives, we need to be prepared for people who, like this young man, go away disappointed with what we say. Sometimes when someone asks, what did you do at the weekend? And we say, I went to church, it was great. The conversation will dry up. Sometimes when someone says, that was really generous. Why did you do that? And we respond by telling them about the generous God we follow. They will turn around and walk the other way. Sadly, that's just the way it goes. Some people are not ready, they're not willing, they're not able to accept the good news of Jesus Christ. And I guess for many of us, this is part of what makes us hesitant to answer them in truth, to talk about going to church or our generous God, because we're concerned about how they might respond. But it's not our job to worry about how other people will respond. We shouldn't be trying to guess whether they want a hyena or a buffalo, what response they might want to hear. Like Jesus, we are called to be honest and open about our faith, about why we live the way we do. Our honest answer is what we're responsible for, not how someone else might react to it. We can and we should keep praying for those who ask us questions. So don't concern yourself over how others will respond. Instead, focus on your own behaviour. Live questionable lives and answer questions in truthfulness, in grace, in love.